Ever heard of the age-old debate about whether the book or the movie is better? It's a bit like arguing whether ice cream is better than cake. They're both delicious, but in very different ways. Some prefer the rich, creamy depth of ice cream, while others relish in the fluffy, sweet layers of cake. In the same vein, some prefer the detailed narrative of a book, while others enjoy the visual spectacle of a movie. But what happens when the movie takes a detour from the book's path? That's when things get interesting. Take, for example, the recent adaptation of the book The Idea of You, starring the ever-charming Anne Hathaway. The movie takes a slightly different route from its source material, particularly in its ending. This isn't a case of the director getting lost on the way to the final scene, but rather a conscious decision to provide a more satisfying conclusion for the audience. In the original book, our protagonists, a single mom and a boy band singer, don't end up together. It's a bit like a lovely dinner that ends up with no dessert. But the movie decides to add a sweet Hollywood-style ending where they reunite after 5 years. It's like that surprise dessert appearing when you least expect it. This change emphasizes the theme of love conquering all, providing that feel-good sensation we all crave when watching a romantic flick. The movie also makes adjustments to the characters' ages for a more realistic portrayal. It's like having a more believable recipe for a delicious cake. These changes aim for a more enjoyable and wish-fulfilling experience for the audience, resulting in a more uplifting conclusion. So, to summarize, The Idea of You movie adaptation strays from its book path, but not without reason. It changes the ending for a more satisfying conclusion, adjusts the characters' ages for a realistic portrayal, and ultimately aims to provide a more enjoyable experience for the audience. It's like adding a cherry on top of an already delicious cake. Remember, whether you're a bookworm or a movie buff, the goal is the same, to enjoy a good story. So whether it's a book or a movie, ice cream or cake, the important thing is the enjoyment you derive from it. After all, life is too short not to enjoy a good dessert or a good story. Please like and subscribe. Remember that your simple thumb can change lives.